My name is Amber Reed, R-E-I-D, birthday 12/27/90. I'm turning 32, but like I'm almost positive my like mental age, like my brain is stuck at 17. I'm actually starving, so okay, yes, I troll. Whatever, Trollin has entered the chat. I'm totally fine with a clickbait title because you guys know I love me a clickbait title. You're not paying attention to your health, you don't care about your health, you don't care about your body, you want to die, you could have ate healthy, chose not to, do you really need to go on vacation, you need to buy health insurance instead. I just don't want to hear it.
No one cares!
Hey guys, Grüße aus Deutschland, greetings from Germany. Miss Amber's posted another video and just looking at the thumbnail, Jesus Christ. I sincerely want to know if she ever gets to the point where she looks at a thumbnail like this and realizes she has sold her entire life to the devil, you know, to YouTube. She has sold her grace and her pride and her reputation and credibility for money. It's almost like she's prostituting herself, only without the, without the sex, but, monetizing and exploiting everything in her life. Ugly crying in a thumbnail. For how many times in the past few months has she cried in a thumbnail? It is pathetic at this point. But let's see what she has to say.
Hello, welcome to a new vlog.
Hi Amber, here we are again, huh?
So I was on TikTok last night. I have like this thing that I do. It's a little schedule where right before bed I just scroll on TikTok and it...
Are you ever gonna tell us, you know what I did yesterday? I went for a walk and this is what I saw. And then she shows us a clip of some scene outside the house. Everything is just turning in circles around the internet in that girl's life.
Something about it just like calms me down, my melatonin's flowing through my body, and I don't...
No, girl, because what you need to do is check what staring into a blue light device all day long does to your brain cells. Go ahead and do that.
I don't know what it is. I do it for like 20 minutes. It is what it is. And I got this TikTok that popped up about like something about like when you have a Jeep, which is one of my favorite cars, by the way. I'm not really a car girly, but I do...
Because you don't fit into cars anymore.
I like a Jeep. I like a G-Wagon, if we're being like super detailed.
Okay, and while I was in the States, I was actually in several Jeeps, and I know that you wouldn't fit into one anymore unless you put the back seats down and laid your ass flat, which is impossible.
So anyways, I saw this TikTok where there was like tons of ducks on the Jeep, and I was like, is this one of those things on TikTok that isn't actually real? I just opened my blinds, which I do every single morning, and there's a Jeep parked across from my apartment.
Maybe it's trying to tell you aim for something in your life. You know, you like Jeeps, maybe get one, maybe drive one, maybe get a driver's license for that, maybe lose weight in order to get your driver's license. This is how the universe is sending us messages, but apparently all of them are passing you by.
The whole windshield. I mean, there's at least 20 ducks. And I was like, oh my God, this is a real thing. I don't drive, I don't have a Jeep, but I'm almost tempted to go buy some little ducks just to put on Jeeps. I don't know why people with Jeeps do this. I don't know, but I just learned it and now I'm physically seeing it in real life. I have had...
Dude, what the fuck?
Not a good day today. I got my dress stained, so I'm gonna change my shirt real quick. So I will be right back. I just think it's so funny because the last time that happened, I was also wearing that dress. So like, what's happening? Well, I have had...
What's happening is you're sounding obnoxious again. Ew.
Such a hard day today.
Oh God, such a hard day. Guys, I'm currently on a staycation, and for those of you that have been wondering, I'm sorry that I haven't posted on my other channel, and I really need to update you guys on stuff. But a lot of you know that I'm on a staycation. This is my first week of 3 weeks staycation, And before I started my staycation, I had to fill in for the other receptionist for 3 weeks, and that was really rough, and it was really draining me. And so when I came home from work, I was like, life sucks. I'm exhausted. I'm gonna take a shower, eat something, and go to bed. And so I reacted to her videos, and it was like everything just passed me by. I was like, yeah, there's a 600-pounder in Kentucky just wasting away. And now I'm all relaxed. I got my direct vicinity in order again because I resorted everything, during the day when I was shaking my booty to Missy Elliott, that day. And now I feel all well organized, and I know what I have. I need to have that in my life, that I know what clothes I have in my life, and that everything is where I need it to be. And then I come on, and now it's a totally different story. Then I come on and see that girl just constantly complaining, getting bigger, crying, and lying. It is so pathetic. And when I'm really in a relaxed state of mind, it hits me more. Like it's coming clear to me that she's a complete waste of a human shell, human life.
I have not been wanting to film. I've been back on my like heartbreak bullshit, like crying and just feeling super unmotivated.
Yeah, no, I think that has a different reason. That is not the heartbreak is not the reason for that. Maybe heartbreak in terms of your current caretaker doesn't want to be in your vicinity anymore, and she wants to move out of state for whatever reason that might be, and that is what is tripping you up. And so now you're doing what you always wanted to do, blatantly on your channel, and that is eat yourself to death because that's all you know. Just eat, 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 and lie about it because you don't even stand behind the reasons for self-destructing. So here we are.
To do anything, really. Y'all, I literally just slammed my finger in a door. Guess.
Oh, did you have to go to the emergency room, poor Amber? Did you have a dangling finger? What is going on in your pathetic life, honey bun, sweetie pie, complaining every single day? I mean, it doesn't really hit all that hard when she doesn't upload every day, but she complains in every single vlog.
I did. I was taking Twinkie potty when I was coming back in. I don't know what I did, but yeah, now my finger, it's not bruised, swollen or anything, but throbbing a little bit, so that hurt. But I wanted to do some P.O. box. I still have my P.O. box, so if you want to send me anything, here's my
No, I won't. You're gonna have to buy everything yourself, honey bun, sweetie pie, and I'm gonna skip ahead.
Life Isn't Weighed on the Bathroom Scales by Laura Rose.
That sounds like such a good book for her to read. But then again, if she read it, she would actually have to have the IQ to understand it and put it in relation to her own life. That ain't gonna happen, folks.
So I guess it's a book about like debunking myths about weight loss industry, I guess. So whoever sent this to me, thank you.
Why not read it and do like every day, reports on it, like in your own words, not read from books again like you used to, and then you got into trouble because you had no idea what copyright was. But, really like talk about it and work on yourself as you go along, but we know that's not going to happen.
Okay, you guys, so I'm about to actually show you something super, super like special to me. So I'm just gonna do a real quick backstory. I am the oldest of 4. I have 3 younger brothers, and when I was first put into foster care, me and one of my brothers were put into foster care while the other one actually got put up for closed adoption. So he was adopted, and that was one of the hardest things that I've ever had to go through. And then my mom ended up getting pregnant again, and she ended up having my baby brother, and I only got to meet him one time. My mom actually had him while I was in foster care, but I was able to the hospital where she had him for.
I love all these jump cuts, one sentence after another, and she's out of breath just standing there, or sitting there. Doesn't look like she's sitting. I don't know.
A supervised visit, and I held him in my arms, and my mom actually sent me a picture. I don't even know how she still has it, but she sent me a picture of that day. Yeah, she did. Like, there's not a lot of things I remember from my childhood, but I remember that moment, and I remember that day, and I remember how like wonderful it was, but also how hard it was. So in this photo, I am about 12 years old, and 3 years later,
How obsessed she looks while selling these stories just to get views. Dude, this is not how you spend your life, girly girl.
I actually wrote a poem. So I was 15, and I still have that poem. I remember when I was in high school, I went to the trailer where I used to live, and there was still some stuff laying around, couches, and things were torn apart by the police, and it was just insane. But there was a few things still left in my room, and one of those things was the poem that I wrote about my baby brother, who I only got to meet one time. And through all the
Wow, there's almost a jump cut at every end of the sentence. Are you guys seeing that too? She cannot take deep breaths anymore. She's out of breath just standing there.
years of being alive, because I'm 32, I have been able to keep that poem. So I want to show you the picture. I also want to read you the poem. The poem is not that good. Remember, I was 15, okay?
Yeah, but it's good enough for clickbait, huh?
But it was special and important to me, and I really want to open up a little bit more and show it.
Okay.
You're out there under the same moon. We placed our feet on the same gravel. I met you once and held you tight. I think of the sadness of my last goodbye. You looked at me with baby eyes, oblivious to your future versus mine. Our mom made the choice while I suffer the consequence. Although I saw everything we could be, our mom made the choice and set you free. A brother I will love forever, who will never love me. My first brother that was put up for adoption, that I was really close to, saved his life and everything. I still don't know where he is. I think about him, dream about him, miss him, love him dearly, and I just hope that he's okay. But the one in that photo that I just showed you guys, he found us a few years ago, so he is actively in my life, and I can safely say that, you know, that last line in the poem isn't true. He loves me and I love him, and I've never been so grateful, and I can only hope that my other baby brother will find me one day, hopefully.
Oh god, the attempts at tearjerkers is just, I don't know, guys. I hope that there are some new viewers out there that whose heart gets touched by stuff like this, but anybody that's been around on our channel for a while knows that it's just fake.
Okay, so right now I'm actually making a little store list moment and kind of thinking more of like, what is it that I want to do
With my life?
with myself? Like, I thoroughly just feel so lost as a person right now.
Right now? Okay, go on.
I just feel so lost, and I just need to find myself, be myself, like, just wholeheartedly. I don't care about what anyone says about me.
Oh, really, you don't? Okay. That means you won't be addressing your haters anymore.
I don't care. I just need to be myself, and I have to keep like reminding myself of that. Because the only person I got right now is myself.
Right, but I wouldn't post all of it on the internet, you know what I'm saying? Like when you have these drug rants and the breakdowns and stuff, does that really have to be on the internet, Amber? Or could we do that behind closed doors without having to have an audience?
That's the only person I got right now. And with how lost I feel, like if I didn't even have...
And by the way, she just said all she has is herself. So confirming what we've been saying, that YP is not there. She comes over maybe, I think she's still coming over here and there to bring her P.O. Box packages, but she doesn't stay for long. She's probably preparing her move out of state. And Amber's gonna get left behind because she really knows how to drive away people. And so she just confirmed that she doesn't have anyone in her life.
Of myself, I don't even know, like, I just don't even know. Just like amongst all that and just like feeling lost, I know that I'm gaining weight. Like, I actively see it in my face when I'm editing. And
Oh, that's good, because we thought that that might be a mystery to you, that hasn't unlocked itself to you yet.
it kind of shocks me. I'm not gonna lie, because like, it's hard to notice weight loss on my body, and it's also really hard to notice weight gain on my body.
Okay, then maybe you should trust the people in your comment section that might be trying to point you in that direction. And, get on the scale and say, holy smokes, they're right.
And the fact that I can like physically see that, I hate it. I hate it so much.
Okay, so you're gonna go on a diet now? What's going on?
Like, I just can't sit around and sit and wait and wait and wait. Like, what am I waiting for?
For life to change, that's what it seems like every time you come to some kind of realization. There's never like any action plans to change your life for the better.
And I don't know why, but like, I keep having like these feelings of guilt. And I talk
For lying so much on your channel, for having a twisted storyline that you can't keep up with anymore. That's why you keep contradicting your own statements. I know.
about guilt a lot in therapy, with things that happened in my past when I was younger.
No, not even past. In your recent few months, holy smokes.
Things that were definitely not my fault. And it's like my therapist is trying to teach me like when it's okay to feel guilt and when I'm feeling guilt for like reasons that really don't make sense.
I don't know why a therapist would ever go that deep with her, when with her it's almost like she has to become aware of the moment. She needs to be taught how to not even like heavy duty meditate, but kind of bring awareness to the moment and realize what kind of emotion she's having when. What she's talking about right now with the therapist, when guilt is appropriate and when it is not, seems to be a few steps too high for that girl. She needs to realize what emotion she has when and how she reacts to it. Like how she treats it. Does she stuff her face, which she does for every emotion she could possibly feel coming up?
Things that I shouldn't feel guilty for. But something I'm feeling like a sense of guilt, which I feel like is sabotaging me, like I'm doing like a self-sabotage situation type deal.
Yeah, you do that all the way through your life, in every aspect of your life. Like it's almost like you wanna continue manifesting people rejecting you, and so to be the first to ruin the connection with them, you're just being a bitch, and you just lie a lot. You hurt their feelings. First, just to make sure that nobody out here likes you. You want to continue manifesting the situation that people do not care about you, they despise you, and that is the only logical reason in my head why she might be acting this way continuously for 9.5 years on YouTube.
It's like when I was with Feline, like a lot of people, thought she was a feeder and like all this nonsense that is not true.
Oh no, I don't think so.
The whole time she was so supportive and she wanted me to lose weight.
And you didn't. You did the opposite of what you said on your channel in the beginning of the relationship.
And it wasn't because of physicality, because she finds me beautiful, and for that I'm forever grateful, because she actually made me feel that way a lot. And
Okay.
it was just because of health.
So you're physically attractive to her. Noted.
And because of stamina. And, she wanted to have a whole life with me. And obviously at this size, she was only able to have like a partial part of that.
And also, you're in your 30s, she's in her 20s, and she has about, I don't know, if the medical field doesn't improve significantly, she has about 70 more years on this planet you do not. So beginning a relationship with you means, you know, having what, 5, 10 years tops with you?
Instead of like what she fully wanted, you know? Like we couldn't hop on a plane and go to Bora Bora because of me. I had all this support from her and all the guidance. She always urged me to exercise and to eat healthy and do right. And it's like, if I do that now, I'm gonna feel so guilty because it's like, why didn't I do that when I was with her?
That's exactly what she said when Becky broke up with her. Holy smokes.
Sometimes love isn't enough. I'm not having another girlfriend ever.
I don't want one either.
I mean that. Like, you get so comfortable in relationships and you let yourself go.
Yeah.
And it's like, now that we're broken up, I want to better myself.
Yeah.
But then I feel guilty because it's like, why didn't I do that while I was with you? So then it makes me not want to better myself. She always urged me to exercise and to eat healthy and do right. And it's like, if I do that now, I'm gonna feel so guilty. So it's like I have this like guilt feeling. And I know I need to talk about it in therapy. And like I've talked about it truthfully and obviously, like it's something we talked about earlier today, and it's just like she obviously doesn't want me to feel this way, like regardless if we're together or not. Like she wants me to succeed, but it's like
She's lying. She can barely look at the camera. And given that she said the same thing after Becky breaking up with her, it makes absolutely no sense. But I understand that she's a full blown food addict and a pathological liar. I mean, there are no more logical thoughts left. So she's trying to sell us that now Amber would feel guilty about taking care of her health because she didn't do it while she was with YP. And that absolutely makes no sense.
why do I feel so bad that like if I succeed now when we're not together? Like it's such a weird like thing in my brain. Like
Oh, it's not it. I think you're misinterpreting something. I think yet you are feeling guilty that how many times in a row has it been that you just didn't care? Like somebody showed interest in you, and then what you did is just stuff your face and get bigger and bigger with all of your girlfriends, except for maybe Casey. I'm not sure about that. I don't want to assume that she just gradually gained, but the other, she definitely did. Like with Crystal, we could always see that she was trying to make excuses. You know, oh, my foot is hurting. I don't know. She can't go on the treadmill anymore, and she can't do the workouts anymore. With Destiny, it was the same thing, just stuffing face, and then crying about gaining weight. And Becky, of course, the same thing. I mean, she took the brunt of Amberlyn Reed's life on the internet, and of course, she took the brunt in real life for what Amber does with herself when she's in a relationship, when she feels safe that somebody actually loves her, and in her deluded mind, she must think that the relationship is going to continue no matter how much she self-destructs and hates herself. And YP, I think, is a special case, more focused on fitness as opposed to the others. I think that she caught on faster that Amber does not care about her weight. She just wants to be in a relationship, or in relationship, not necessarily a romantic relationship, but in a relationship or friendship or in a connection where people just do for her, you know, do the chores, bring her the food, prepare her the food, you know, that kind of thing. And when she realized that Amber is not going to change, she was out of there too. And I think that is what Amber is realizing now. That's what's hitting her now, but of course, not consciously, and so she's flapping about some other stuff, how she would feel, how she would feel guilty if she took care of herself now. Absolutely uh, deluded, you know.
that I just can't understand, and it just makes me feel guilty Like, I don't know, I hate it so much.
Now you're just trying to come up with more excuses to self-destruct, to go down that path of self-destruction and self-hatred.
Anyways, I don't want to sit here and just like blubber and cry and whatever. So I'm trying to sit here and like take away those feelings of like, yes, Amberlyn, you didn't do it while you were with her, but
Even though you said that you would, you didn't say it in the beginning of the relationship with Becky, but with this one you did, and still you did everything just to gain weight and be obnoxious on your channel and not work towards any of the goals that you were so condescendingly talking about in front of Becky. Like you want to travel, you want to move, and blah, blah, blah. And none of that happened. None of that happened. She got complacent again. She got comfortable in the relationship. And then YP said, yeah, this is not for me.
do it while you're not with her. You don't have to be with her to do it. And you don't have to feel guilty for succeeding while not being with her. And I have to figure
You're not gonna succeed, honey bun, sweetie pie. You are looking at inpatient care right now. You cannot do it on your own. And if you are still in denial about that, you need inpatient care more than you think or than you could possibly imagine.
out like how I can say that and actually mean it. A lot of people like have said in the past that it seems like I self-sabotage myself, and
You self-sabotage. You don't have to put the yourself behind it. And it's true, you do. And I think it goes all across the board. You're trying to get people to hate you so that you can say, people hate me. So you're being a bitch right off the bat to people so that they have negative feelings towards you, and then you can play the victim role. It is so convoluted in her brain. I think we're only touching the surface when we theorize and talk about what might be ailing her. I think she's completely gone. She needs substances like food and drugs and everything else that might be harmful to her taken out of her reach. And she needs heavy duty therapy unless she just wants to go out this way, and that is what I'm thinking.
it's like for the first time ever in my life I feel that way, that I'm like subconsciously self-sabotaging myself.
Self-sabotaging without the yourself. You can just say that I'm self-sabotaging, you know?
And I'm like just tripping about it, and I don't know, it's like the craziest feeling that I just cannot wrap my head around fully.
That is the kind of shit that you write down in your journal and then you read it again and again and again. Like you just write down the thoughts without worrying about how it's phrased, if there needs to be a comma here or a period there, you know. You just write it down just the way it comes into your mind. Or you do a video, but not for YouTube. Right off the bat, you would have to say, this video is just for myself. This is not going to go up. And maybe to make sure that you're not going to be tempted to upload that one too, sit there in the nude and then full body shot and just talk about it. But then you'd probably still be staring at yourself in the viewfinder. Anywho, just to make sure that you're not going to upload it. And then you would talk about these things without the thought that, you know, what people are going to say in reaction to that. Just for yourself. Why am I self-sabotaging? Probably because this, and that. I don't know her reasons. And then work with that in silence, behind closed doors, without uploading it on the internet.
Trying to ignore it and I'm trying to push it away, but sometimes when feelings are so strong, that's like sometimes virtually impossible to do.
Well, you've been kind of high on those gummies, so you didn't feel much for the past, I don't know, 3 weeks.
So I'm sitting here and I'm trying to make like a store list and trying to
A store list?
decide like what just makes the most sense to me. And it's like I just want
What did she say? Store list? Score list? I didn't acoustically hear it.
to like do common sense. I just want to eat healthier, you know, just
Oh, you don't. You really don't. You just want to be thinner and It's most likely not going to happen, let's be real.
Take out the junk. Take out the fast food.
No, but the fast food is what you love. You need to learn how to do portion control. I mean, if you don't do inpatient care, like the second best thing would probably be portion control and try to limit the intake. But you are delusional. You keep making up excuses, and now it's the breakup, and before it was, I don't know, weight loss surgery. I don't know why you kept stuffing your face then while you were telling us about your weight loss surgery journey. I can't remember. Probably because YP had already broken up with you. I don't know. But you need to become aware of things and then actually use them to move on in your life. And you can't do that. I don't know if you're just too dumb or too immature or just stubborn, not willing to change.
Unless it's something super healthy, but even then, it's just like, it's hard for me to choose healthier fast food options and takeout options. I don't know why.
Well, you keep going back and forth, and it's actually annoying at this point to listen to you talking about how you're trying to fix your relationship to food. Totally aside from the fact that you told us a few weeks ago that you have healed it. That you're going back and forth about takeout. No more takeout, and just once a week, only on Sundays, and then you're back to several times a day, every day, and it's like, you are completely gone, girl. There is no more hope unless there's some kind of self-awareness happening that lasts longer than you sitting in front of the camera. You turn off the camera, the next Uber Eats delivery is on the way. You know what I'm saying? You're not fooling people anymore, or not as many as you used to.
Like, losing weight can be easy. Like, realistically,
Yeah, if you want it, but you do not want it.
it can be. But I just make it so much more difficult than it needs to be.
And you lie on it on the internet, and then also you depend on the YouTube income, and so you're always on the lookout for the next thing you can clickbait and monetize, and that is not a good way to live. You know, if you were actually just alone with yourself, if you could be alone with yourself without totally going off the reservation and work on yourself, then there would be hope for change, but you're not gonna change.
Like, for real. So, with pen to paper, I have made a store list. So,
A store list? Did she say store list? As in storage.
we will definitely do a grocery haul, and
Okay.
I don't know. I just word vomit, and honestly, off topic, kind of off topic. I just want to say thank you guys for being like my video diary audience. I appreciate it. And I've also heard
As if you're not doing this for money.
around the grapevine, if you will, people are like, this is supposed to be
The grapevine. You've been reading through each one of the comments on the reaction channels. What the fuck are you talking about? You've been using things that we've been talking about in the comments, in your videos. Gosh. Oh, there's some people on Instagram wanted to know me. Yeah, right.
Amberlynn's single era, like she's supposed to be just like popping off and like having a glow up. And no, I'm not in my single era. I'm in my heartbreak era.
No, you're not. You're in your completely spiraling out of control era.
I am in my I am broken era. I am
Yeah, that's true.
in my I'm lost era.
True.
I'm in my I am freaking sad. I am grieving. I am mourning era.
Mm-hmm. Over the times when you had people do your bidding and do your chores and take you places. Because based on your charms and personality, I hate to be the one to burst that bubble for you, you're not going to find anybody that's going to do anything for you.
I'm not in high glow up single Lynn era. That's not where I'm at right now.
It could be, though, if you made it a goal, you know?
And it's like, if you can't appreciate me being vulnerable, just kind
Vulnerable. You're lying your ass off on your channel. And you're not being sincere. You can barely look at the camera anymore.
of accepting that this is where my life is at right now. It's like, bye. Obviously, like, there's no connection between me and you, so why are you watching? I feel like all the people that I watch, there's like some sort of connection, and anyone that I like,
Yeah, you're like, with you, it's not like you're like a celebrity. I would never watch a celebrity on the internet. I don't even know how to put this, like to give you a metaphor, but somebody, let's say like Tammy Lemon, right? And I don't know what she's doing because I haven't watched her. But when I did watch her, it's like, oh, so she said tomorrow she's gonna go shopping, and then she actually goes shopping. She leaves the house, and she has a therapy appointment, and then she actually reflects upon the therapy appointment. And there's like a storyline there, and it's like interesting to listen to that and watch her. Most of the time, I just listen to her. But the cats, and how cute, and how they're yelling at her, especially the one that cannot hear. And, so you get kind of a connection with the person that you're watching in those logs. But with her, and I've reflected up on that, it's just how much lower is she going to stoop before she realizes she has to make changes in her life? It's no longer what is she gonna do next, because we know there's a crying video, then there's a mukbang, and then there's a story time, then there's a haul, or whatever, and her being obnoxious. I mean, she keeps turning in the same circles. There's no self-awareness and no progress. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm watching, because I've never seen anybody with so many symptoms of being a sociopath continue for 9.5 years driving the same line, not making any changes for the better, always blaming the others, at the same time gradually gaining weight, always blaming others for gaining weight. And yeah, so that's why I'm watching her. Uh, I'm not saying I'm a hate watcher, but it's like trying to find out how much lower she can stoop for money. Because I've seen people in real life that did, in my books, very bad things for money. But what she does is the worst, I think. And there's no awareness and no will to stop and find a better way to make money, besides lying and trying to fool the audiences and manipulate them.
hate, I can't watch. Like, that's like so hard for me. And I know that if there was anyone that I was watching was going through what I was going through, like my heart would go out to them and I would understand where they're coming.
Yeah, but if they had been like really mean and manipulative and dishonest, and for years on end without any break, um, then it's a bit different. I don't know I've never even on the internet seen anybody that is this dishonest and this arrogant on top of it all while gaining weight. And so I'm sure. I mean, I can relate to the fact that she doesn't want any hate watchers, because anything she does on her channel, people are watching like hawks. I'm not the only hawk in the sky that's waiting to swoop down and finish her off if she trips up and makes mistakes. Um, and she doesn't want that. It makes her feel insecure. She just wants those, I don't know, teenage girlies with eating disorders watching her so that she can, feel like she's a star. Because she has to have people with an IQ below her and with life experience below her in order to fool them. And she's not getting that out here, because most of us know what she's doing, and she feels the jig is up, and so she wished that the hate watchers would just disappear so that she could fool the rest of the audience.
From and like where their life is and all of that. And I just feel like people are expecting a lot out of me right now.
Mm-mm. Just stop with the lying. Some kind of self-awareness doesn't have to be a lot in one day or in one week, but you have none. Sometimes, including this little rant here and this little breakdown that you just monetized and clickbaited. Um, Sometimes I feel you Googled it, like what could get people to break down, and so she just writes down a few thoughts and then rambles about them, but it's not really real. And so, uh, I don't know. I wouldn't expect much out of her. As far as I'm concerned, I know she's gonna, or I feel that she's going to go the same way Life by Jen did.
When it's hard for me sometimes just to get out of bed. I'm finding things to do with my life to distract myself. But there's only so much distraction that I can do. There's only
If you loved yourself, it wouldn't be so hard. Like if you looked at it, like you're trying to sell us the premise that, or you, in the first video alone, the breakup video alone, you said it was a mutual breakup, mutual, mutual, mutual. Why did you emphasize that so much? Because it was not. Let's face it, Wipey broke up with you, but she didn't just recently break up with you. She recently told you, and this is just me speculating, according to what I'm feeling in my heart and in my gut instinct, what is going on in Amber's life. So I think they broke up a while ago. Wipey moved out a while ago, and now Wipey has finally told Amber that she's gonna move out of state, or at least far away enough to where she can't come over to, bring other PO box packages and all of that. And so I'm thinking that Amber could have just said to herself, okay, so I'm going to change my life around because I'm on my own. I would like to be self sufficient. That is my number one goal. How am I going to achieve this? By pushing myself. So I'm going to walk Twinkie, and I'm not just going to open the patio door and let her out and let her do her business right there, because the doggy needs exercise, needs to walk farther and be challenged a little bit and walk faster next to me. And or how about I'm gonna make it a goal to be able to bend over and take care of the cat litter boxes and stuff like that. She could make all of that a goal, but she doesn't. She's just making excuses again and rambling, and then the next thing we see is her stuffing her face, probably.
so much, talking I can do to other people or journaling I can do. There's only so much of those things until it's just like it all ran out. And
What are you talking about? You're sitting on your ass all day long. You could make, in one of your 10,000 journals, you could do like a list. This is what I would like to achieve, and every single day for every single one of these goals, I'm going to take an action step. And then you actually do it. And you could make that like your everyday thing and not come up with lies that might get you the more views. Um, but you don't have that in your head. You're dizzy headed. You do not have the IQ that you try to tell us you have. And yeah, that's why you keep spinning in circles on top of having a horrid personality.
I'm back to feeling that just like horrible wave of just sad. So yeah, this is
Yeah, because you haven't done anything with your life. I mean, how do you expect your mind and soul to be happy, to be proud of what you've done so far? You can't just stuff your face and lie to your audience about it. And what is actually the accomplishment? Like a few weeks back, she did that one vlog where she was showing us what did she call it? The portrait wall, I don't know, the wall there behind her. And that it's her home. But she built that home on lies, on deception, on cold bloodedness. I mean, all on bad things, none of it on good things, right? And she is proud of that. That is what she is proud of in her life, for having bought cheap shit from Target and Walmart with the money that she got for lying and playing with people's feelings out here. Imagine that. Because if you ask her, and she's been asked that before, what is she proud of in her life? She usually mentions material things, or she's just being vague about it, like how far she's come. And yeah, weight wise, she's come a long way. Holy smokes. I mean, her heart and her skin are probably doing the most work here, but or the stomach. And yeah, I don't want to beat down on her, but I don't see her changing at all. I think this is just mindless drivel again, short moments of awareness, and then she's gonna continue stuffing her face and gaining weight.
like a video diary for me. This isn't my single era. This is my heartbreak era for sure.
Heartbreak. I don't know why you keep riding that pony.
And I just wish people were a little more kind.
yeah, you shouldn't have been a bitch for 9.5 years on your channel. Maybe people would. But when you do everything to alienate people and to drive them away from you, and imagine, I don't want to go on a whole tangent here, but just the fact that people were invested in you actually losing weight because you had cried. Let's just put the magnifying glass on one point in time where you said, "Oh my gosh, guys, I can't believe I did this to myself." 2019, right? I can't believe I did this to myself. And then people are like, "Oh, come on, Amber, you can do this, and just do this and that, and portion control or whatever, Weight Watchers, keto, whatever it might be." Everybody has a different suggestion for her, right? Or recommendation. And then people would push her, but meaning it well, like, "Hey, come on, and do this, do that." And she felt like everybody's just coming at her, like, you need to lose weight. And maybe some people did, like the ones that did fat jokes in her comment section or whatever. And then the next thing you see her do is rant at the camera for, addressing her haters and telling them to back the fuck off because it's none of their business what she puts in her mouth. And then she actually flaunted it. I mean, she just kept stuffing copious amounts of food in her face while saying, "I got a therapist, y'all," and all that stuff. And that's where she broke her audience. And it's there for people to see. I mean, have you ever known for Amber to delete a video just because she doesn't stand behind what she said in it anymore? No. The ones that got her the most views are still there, except for that one where she blatantly lied about the sexual abuse of Casey against her, because it was actually the other way around. But to get back to the point, it never ceases to amaze me how she doesn't understand that she has people that have negative emotions towards her after everything she's done on her channel, and she still has those videos up. And to take it one step further, she keeps, like in so many vlogs, she sits in front of us complaining about the hate that she's getting. Well, you get that is the same in real life out here. If you're being a bitch, you get negative reactions to you. It is that way. That's how life works. You wouldn't understand, or she wouldn't understand, because she's not out here in real life. She just thinks she can hide behind her camera, upload a bunch of shit, and people can't come for her. But newsflash, they can, and they do, and it's only fair, because if you're treating your audience this way, you can't expect for them just to um, say, "But she is that way and I still love her unconditionally." Nobody loves a person with her personality unconditionally. I don't know what kind of personality it would take to even be interested in her after everything she's put out on her channel. And I'm going to make a video about this, like with the latest messages, verbal and nonverbal, she has sent out to the community, like, "Hey, I'm so lonely, and come on and message me on Instagram because I need another caretaker." I would like to explore that a little more. What people it would take to actually go for that right now. And so, yeah, I think we're pretty much at the end here. Let's see.
I really do.
So that was already the end. She didn't say bye or anything, just cut it off in the middle. Maybe she's going to use the rest of her feeling sorry for herself for the next vlog. Who knows? I don't care. I'm not emotionally invested anymore. I know she's not going to lose weight. It would surprise me if she did. But with her, it's just easier to have no expectations at all. Maybe except for she never disappoints when it comes to not leaving YouTube, because she will hold on to that channel until she takes her last breath, because that is her only hope at making enough money to continue gaining weight. I see no self-awareness on her horizon, none that would last for longer than it takes for her to monetize it on the internet. And so, yeah, we're going to continue turning in circles with her, or take breaks, and come back and see nothing's changed. And that is life in the Amberverse. All right, I'm gonna go because I need to go shopping today. And so thank you for watching this and for listening to this. And let me know what you think. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.